We have major news right now. Overnight, while you were asleep, House Republicans voted down amendments that would have protected health care for millions of Americans in 2026 and beyond. And I need your help to spread the word. So like, comment, share, and subscribe because there were key amendments that would have diverted billions of dollars meant for Argentina bailout to extend the Affordable Care Act tax subsidies for 2 years. They voted no on it. There was a key vote on whether or not to remove a slush fund of $500,000 for Republican senators who had their phones seized by Jack Smith. They voted no on it. Meanwhile, MAGA Republicans have never been so angry with Donald Trump this morning after he has embraced H-1B visas, essentially allowing more highly skilled foreigners into the United States of America for highly skilled labor like engineering jobs, factory jobs, and more. And it's really a major, essentially, break from Donald Trump, one that we haven't seen before. So I want to start first with the votes last night. While you were asleep, House Republicans voted down an amendment that would have ensured the $40 billion that was supposed to go to Argentina for this bailout, while it would have extended the Affordable Care Act tax subsidies for a period of 2 years. And every single House Republican in the Rules Committee voted no on it. Now, this is part of a major vote-a-rama that happened overnight for the purpose of leading up to a full vote of the House of Representatives later on whether to reopen the government. All signs point to that they're going to vote yes on that. But I want to first start with this amendment because I think it's pretty stunning to see where the priorities really are for some members on the House Rules Committee. I want you to watch with me.
To the rule, I move the committee make in order Amendment 49 to the Senate amendment to H.R. 5371, offered by Representative Horsford, which provides that all financial support provided to Argentina not explicitly authorized by Congress is hereby terminated, and $40 billion is hereby appropriated to go towards extending the Affordable Care Act's extended tax credits through December 31st, 2027. We heard earlier from my colleague, Congressman Horsford, that it is madness that Donald Trump is sending a $40 billion bailout to Argentinian hedge fund investors during a government shutdown and at a time when he is also arguing that we can't afford to help American families buy health insurance. So while families are going hungry and Americans are begging Republicans to prevent their health care premiums from doubling, and Republicans were saying we couldn't afford it, Donald Trump was busy sending billions to his buddies abroad. So with this amendment, we want to give our Republican colleagues another chance to distance themselves from the policy and political failures of this White House. Please vote for this amendment. Show the American people that you care more about their health care than the Argentina politicians who are receiving billions of taxpayer dollars. I urge a yes vote on my amendment, and I yield back.
Is there further discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, the question is on the amendment. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed say no. No. In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it. The Scanlon request a recorded vote.
So the vote failed. They had a recorded vote and then it failed. And then the next amendment that was brought up was to eliminate this provision in the Republican bill to reopen the government that would allow Republican senators, 8 of them, to sue the United States government and get $500,000 of your taxpayer dollars if they had their phone records seized without proper notification. Well, they did have their phone records seized without notification by Jack Smith as part of his investigation into whether or not they aided Donald Trump and tried to overturn the 2020 election. And now there's this provision that would give them each $500,000 per violation, which means that if they were seized twice, if multiple phones were seized, there were multiple warrants, they could have millions of dollars in damages. They could get taxpayer dollars into their own personal pockets. United States senators, there was an amendment to essentially vote this down to get rid of it. I want you to watch what happens when they put it towards a vote.
On the amendment, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. No. In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it. Ms. Leisure-Fernandez requests a recorded vote. The clerk will call the roll.
Mrs. Fishbach. Mrs. Fishbach, no. Mr. Norman. Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy, no. Mrs. Houchin. Mrs. Houchin, no. Mr. Langworthy. Mr. Langworthy, no. Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, no. Mr. Griffith. Mr. Griffith, no. Mr. Jack. Mr. Jack, no. Mr. McGovern.
And while you're watching this, I want you to know, look at the time, 1:32 a.m. This is while most Americans were asleep.
Mr. McGovern, aye. Ms. Scanlon. Ms. Scanlon, aye. Mr. Neguse. Mr. Neguse, aye. Ms. Ledger Fernandez. Ms. Ledger Fernandez, aye. Madam Chair.
No.
Madam Chair, no.
The clerk will report the total.
4 yeas, 8 nays.
So essentially, they voted no on that, removing that piece of the bill. And so the final amendment that I want to bring your attention to before we go to the H-1B visa issue is from Yasemin Ansari to make sure that you and taxpayers were never on the hook for the $350 million ballroom that Donald Trump is building. I want you to watch her make these remarks.
Amendments at the desk, first to guarantee that the American people are not forced to subsidize Donald Trump's $350 million ballroom, a private palace where his billionaire donors will be rewarded with access and influence. These amendments also require complete transparency on which corporations and ultra-wealthy individuals are financing this project and what they are receiving in return. Second, to ensure that this bill cannot take effect until ACA premium tax credits are renewed, because if and when they expire, premiums will skyrocket and people will lose health care. The corruption and heartlessness of these policies must end. I urge the committee to support these amendments in order for us to have a real debate on protecting American families and on restoring trust in government that Donald.
They did not, in fact, vote to support her amendments. So essentially, her amendment was to just ensure that Donald Trump is saying no taxpayer dollars will be used on the $350 million ballroom. They did not vote to ensure that. And so we're in a situation now where, based on everything that happened overnight, I don't think they're going to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies, even if there is a vote, which I don't even think there will be a vote in the House of Representatives. And that's why this afternoon's vote is so critical for a lot of Americans, because once this government is reopened, Democrats really have no more leverage, at least through the end of the year. Meanwhile, this morning, MAGA Republicans woke up. They were furious. Why? Because Donald Trump said that we need to embrace H-1B visas, which is a program that essentially allows foreigners to come into the United States to take part in highly skilled jobs. And he was even pushed back by Laura Ingraham on Fox News. I want you to watch this moment.
Never going to be a country like what we have right now.
And does that
the
mean
Republicans have to talk about it?
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people
no,
here.
You don't. No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here.
No, you don't have. You don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, "I'm going to put you into a factory. We're going to make missiles," or "I'm going to put."
How did we ever do it before?
Well, let me
when
just.
You and I were
I'll give you an
up.
example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people.
So as you can see, Donald Trump is saying, we need H-1B visas. We need these people coming in from other countries. And well, MAGA Republicans this morning woke up very unhappy. A lot of people on the internet are saying, I don't support this from Donald Trump. I won't support Donald Trump anymore, because they're really embracing this America First policy. So right now, that's the news. I will continue to provide you updates throughout the day. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you soon for more.